This is a personal fight for me. So my mom developed Alzheimer's shortly after my dad died. It started real gradual, forgot a conversation, oh, I never told you that, and we'd start going through that. And then she started messing up the checkbook, and things started to get worse and worse and worse. So she actually moved down to South Carolina. The book came out, Dr. Bredesen's Protocol, and hopefully some of you have read that. And I put her on the protocol, and within 6 weeks, her testing improved pretty quickly. I was amazed. This past March, she slipped and fell, broke her hip, and died. But I realized that there's some truth to this. This is not just wishful thinking. There's science behind this. There's a lot of things we can do because, let's face it, traditional medicine has failed. They give you a few different medications. Most people get better for a month or two, but then the body's too smart for the medications. It knows how to do a workaround, and people's mentation starts to get worse and worse and worse. So a lot of drug companies have actually given up trying to farm medicines for Alzheimer's because they're failing miserably, and it's a money thing. They're not going to make money. They cannot figure out what to do, so they're getting out of the business, which makes things even sadder. So what this protocol looks at things totally different. Essentially, there's 36 different causes that Dr. Bredesen has found for Alzheimer's. So Dr. Bredesen was a UCLA-trained neurologist, and he went to San Francisco also. And he was the head of what's called the Buck Institute, and that's where they do a lot of things on aging, how to age healthy. And so he got into this business because he realized that this was such a dearth of information. People needed to know what to do about cognition issues, dementia. And so that's when he started it, and to be honest, I think it's groundbreaking. And if you have not got the book, I really suggest you read it. It's a pretty easy read. There's a couple technical chapters. If they drive you crazy, skip them and get to the meat of it. So 30 million patients in 2012. President Obama did a conference to try and figure out what we can do about this, and they came up with some recommendations, but nothing's changed. The disease is getting worse. It's getting more rampant. Almost everybody you know knows someone who either suffers from it, knows someone who has it, or is affected by it. So what we found out is that nothing we're doing right now is work. So everyone knows someone who got cured of cancer. No one has ever been cured of Alzheimer's up until recently. And this is like about 1.25 years ago. So you have to understand, this is cutting edge stuff. This is brand new. And there's a lot of things that are evolving on a daily basis on different approaches. So what exactly is Alzheimer's? So what it breaks down to is there's a protein called amyloid that deposits out in your brain. And it starts causing short wiring of all your neurons because it's getting in the way of where it shouldn't be. It's just a protein. So what we found out is if you can diminish that protein deposition up in the brain, you can actually make a big difference. So what the problem with Alzheimer's, though, is like most people don't let their doc know because they're embarrassed. They're afraid their driver's license is going to get pulled. No one really has found anything that really helps them, so they end up going to a neurologist or a family doc, and they either put them on Aricept or nimantadine, and no one really gets much better, and so everything just kind of goes by the wayside. People end up in nursing facilities. Like I said, this will probably bankrupt Medicare if we don't do something about it. And the good news is there's hope out there. And it's not something, oh, well, take your Aricept and come see me in 6 months when you'll be worse, and then I'll maybe raise your dose, but I can't raise it because you're at the max dose and there's nothing more I can do for you. I just don't think that that's good enough anymore, especially because of this research. And if you get the book, The End of Alzheimer's, hopefully you'll get it. If you haven't read it already, there's all kind of references. This is all stuff that's proven on scientific papers. So Dr. Bredesen's out of UCLA, and my concern was maybe it was wishful thinking. So about 6 months ago, another university in Washington called WashU in St. Louis, Missouri. WashU is a very well-respected medical school. They repeated the way he approached the disease, and they found the exact same findings, that it worked, that people got better, that the hippocampus grew. And so there's all kinds of things out there that prove it, and he's also going to be releasing, I think, a paper with 500 more cases that'll be out in the literature in the next probably couple months to prove it again.